Welcome everyone to Sudbury Talks with Gwen Price. And March is Women's History Month. And in celebration of that, I've been interviewing different women in business. And one of the very successful women in business in Sudbury is Stephanie Piche. And welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks, Gwen. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so Stephanie, you're the owner of Wander Food and Wine. And I know you've been in the food and restaurant business for a few years. And when did you start Wander Food and Wine?
Well, we opened January 2020, so timing is everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, the concept of it has been in my mind for years. Even back when I was catering or anything, doing private chef dinners, mini wine classes, cooking classes. Every time I was doing things and I was chatting with people, I kept hearing from people about how there wasn't a place to sample and taste wines like there are in a lot of big cities,
Right.
not just here in Ontario specifically. And I said, yeah, I mean, I'd love it too, because when I'm traveling, that's where I go, right? I want to nibble and try different foods. I want to sip and try different wines. And there was never a place like that really here.
Yeah.
And so every time I traveled somewhere, I kind of made notes, what I liked, didn't like, what I thought would work, what didn't work. And it was one of those things that I didn't have a deadline of when I was going to open. It was kind of I found a place and I went, I think this might work. And so we took a leap and we took a leap of faith and yay, there's wine lovers in Sudbury.
Well, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I won't even pretend to be a wine connoisseur. I like, that's why I need somebody like you to kind of tell me, okay, yeah, this one's really good with this or that sort of thing. Because I mean, I know when I like it, but when there's too many choices, I'm overwhelmed by anything, let alone wine. So, but yeah, no, so yeah, you started just before the pandemic kind of hit.
Yes, so what we did is I actually we opened January 4th, 2020. We had 2 amazing months. And then beginning of March, I said, okay, I have been working my tail to the bone for the last year or so. Like I just need to get away for like a week. Yeah. So we booked a quick little getaway, my husband and I, and that was the week that things started shutting down. So we were actually on a beach in Cuba when we got the notice that the prime minister was telling everyone to come home if you were away. Oh. So like, well, that's not going to work. So yeah, that's as far as I got.
Oh my God. Yeah. And so when you got back, because literally everything was shut down and we weren't sure what was going to happen. Then over time, things would be open, then they would be closed. Like, did you just keep things closed? Did you do some different ways of running your business through all of this?
Yes and no. I mean, we tried the first week or so. We thought, okay, well, we're just gonna take a week, kind of figure out what we're going to do, talk to the staff, see what they wanted to do. We've heard all these other businesses were transitioning to a takeout format. So we thought, okay, I wonder if we could do that, but it's kind of hard with our small plates menu. Yeah. We need to sell a lot of fries to be able to pay bills and pay staff. And so because most of our revenue comes from the wine, right? So, at the time, it's like, okay, and we couldn't sell at the time, we could sell full bottles of wine, but we had to serve it with food. So there always had to be something food related on the order, whether we gave it away, whether they bought it or nothing. And that rule is still to this day, you need to buy food with alcohol.
Okay.
But the takeout thing didn't always work because we always found that we were getting people who they wanted it delivered. They loved our food, but they wanted it delivered and they just wanted to drink their wine at home. Okay. So at the end of the day, I mean, a small little takeout order of, $20, I have to do a lot of, and considering that a lot of people to this day still don't know that we exist.
Yeah.
So
well, I wondered if you were able to sort of navigate that because it's a whole different type of thing than a fast food establishment, right? You've got a very intimate little bar there, and I wondered how you were able to handle that, but thank goodness things are opening up more and more now, and so I was at a place last night too, and it was packed to the rafters, and that's a Wednesday night. I was shocked, but people are so eager to get back out, and your place, the intimacy of it too. You were sort of restricted by how many people could be in that spot, but it's a great place to come and just chat with a friend or your partner and that sort of thing. So, and learn a little bit about wine and food.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So now, as things have opened up more, because you have different, is it events? Can I say events? You have different types of things that you offer to help educate people, right?
Yeah, we started during that second year of COVID. We introduced wine tasting kits because by then the AGCO, which is the governing body that kind of manages LCBO and licensees, they allowed licensees like myself to be able to repackage alcohol products and then resell them. So when that came out in January 2021, that was like a big, oh my goodness, now we can do some things. Because otherwise nobody wanted to buy a full bottle of wine.
Right.
Because you could always get that at the LCBO.
Yeah.
But one thing they couldn't get at the LCBO were samples.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, so if they want to try different wines, how can I put it together? So we came up with the wine tasting kit, which we're still selling to this day, even after things opened. Because there's still people who want to do something at home. I'm actually going to be pouring some actually this afternoon for a pickup order.
Okay.
But it's a combination of a wine tasting kit that has a YouTube video. So it's kind of like having one of my classes at home.
Yeah.
So we've been doing those for the last year. Well, so it's been a little bit over a year now, and they've been going really well. We get a lot of custom orders. It's a great alternative for the corporate ones where I used to just tell everyone to go get certain wines and then talk to them over Zoom. Well, now they get like the box with all the wine samples, and everyone's got the same boxes, and they can share the link so they can watch it all at the same time. So it's so that blending of getting the atmosphere and learning from here with me getting to choose your wines for you, as opposed to you drinking your same wine that you drink every day.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of things that kind of worked, I think, for that. And then we went from there to we're still, now that we're reopened, our classes are back on Tuesdays, and those were always popular, and they still are. That's more of a formal sit down 5-course type thing, but it still gives an idea of food pairing, how wine and food pairs together. A little bit of instruction. We get a lot of like small groups coming out, like girls' nights, two couples, that kind of thing, which is a lot of fun. I'm hoping to expand to other things. And then on occasion, I like to do special events or promotions. Like we just had a seafood and wine festival that was packed, which was phenomenal. So we're probably going to bring that back again next year. We have different things that we've done in the patio last year that were good, a big success. We always have Ontario Wine Weekend, a long weekend in September. But there's little things throughout the year that are kind of, and because of that, and then our menu changes all the time, not just our wine list, but our actual food menu changes like every couple of weeks. You can be coming back here, 2 or 3 times a month, and you probably will never have the same experience. And that's what we wanted. We wanted this idea of trying new things and getting surprised at something new that you found, and that sort of keeps things exciting. So I mean, there's some people who like to order the same thing when they come here, though. I'm not discouraging that. I get my regular.
And I'm guilty of being a creature of habit too. When I like something, I order it over and over again. But I also want to be able to try different things, right? And be a little bit adventurous. But yeah, and you mentioned about the patio, and so you're on Durham Street. What's the address on Durham?
112.
112 Durham. And what I loved last year was that whole big sort of closed off section. Are there plans in the works for that again this year?
It's not necessarily closed down per se, but it's down to one lane because we're a one-way street, so it works out well for us. So the same patios I believe are up again this year on Durham. So it'll be ourselves, an Alibi Room, Respect is Burning, Pepe Panini. There's a new place. The old SRO is now being converted with new ownership. I think it's called Boulevard Nightclub, and I believe they'll be open right this summer. Huckleberries next door will have a little place to sit outside again this year for ice cream and chocolates, and Rosie's Corner as well if you're craving a margarita and some tacos.
Well, I love that idea. It just makes it seem like it's a party going on, a street party going on, and the idea of, that there's some pretty cool places downtown now, which is great, I think, and it helps bring some life back into the downtown. But and everybody has their own unique thing that they're doing. You're not all kind of trying to duplicate or whatever, make it a fast food, just but it's all unique kind of food places, and it's great what you're doing. Yeah. No, so that's in the works, just more events and just getting us through this. I mean, everybody's so anxious to be with their friends again, right? And just to have fun and laugh and have a good time. So I'm looking forward to it this year. I know everybody thinks I eat out almost every day, but I really want to try to support as many local establishments as I can. And I missed all that sort of networking and being together with people, right? I mean,
Yes.
it was great to be with family, but it's fun to be with somebody else, right?
Yeah, networking, that's one thing that I think that's going to come back slowly.
Yeah.
I'm seeing little bits because we'll get private bookings here on occasion for certain industries or offices. They'll kind of host a private lunch or something to see each other face to face for the first time in how long? Because you've been doing meetings over Zoom for so long.
Oh, yeah.
So we're getting a few of those already. I'm noticing, occasionally some coworkers will kind of meet here after work once in a while. It's not as often as it used to be. I don't think we're 100% back to that.
Yeah.
Everyone at the office and meeting for happy hour. I don't think we're quite there yet. But I am getting, I'm getting a sense that there's more people that are trying to get back into that networking, meeting new people. Sales reps want to start seeing people face to face for a change.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be an interesting transition between now and June, just to see how everybody manages this new end of wave, mid wave, whatever we're in right now.
Well, and Zoom was a great alternative for sure. I've used it all like for these interviews because it's easy to schedule a whole bunch of people all at once. But there's nothing like being in person, talking to somebody, getting to know another business person. And so, well, thank you very much, Stephanie, because I just wanted people to get to know a little bit. I know you're well known in the city and that, but at the same time, the timing when you opened, everybody was excited. And then, all of a sudden we couldn't go out to anything. So I think it's great that we're getting there. We're getting there slowly, but it's going to be, I hope, a great year for everybody in the restaurant industry. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. And I'll put your contact information there, your address and all of that. So is it reservations only, or just stop?
No, we can take either. We have bar seats that are walk-ins only. But because we're a small place, reservations are always highly recommended, especially on weekends.
Yeah.
Just because everyone wants to eat on Fridays or Saturdays at 6:30 or 7. And I can only put so many bodies in at that exact time.
Yeah.
So this way it allows us some flexibility for reservations when we know people are coming in and out, and we can this way we can coordinate it so we can feed as many people as we can on one weekend.
Great. Well, thanks again so much. And like I say, I'll post all this on all of my social media, and I wish you much success this year.
Thank you. You as well. It was great talking to you, Gwen. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.